You hold the pearl up to the lamplight. It is the largest in the known world. Everyone in this room knows this. Antony knows this. He has been telling you all evening that no single dinner could cost more than the treasury of Rome itself, that no one alive could spend that much on one night, that it cannot be done. You set the pearl down beside a cup of vinegar, you drop it in. The room goes quiet in the way rooms go quiet when something irreversible has just begun. He thinks it's a performance. He thinks you're making a point about excess, about theater, about the kind of wealth that likes to be seen. He still doesn't understand. You watch 10 million sesterces dissolve into acid while 30 people hold their breath. Then you raise the cup. You drink it. You set the cup down. You look at Antony. You won. The palace at Alexandria smells like salt water and cedar and the particular stillness of a place that knows it is being watched. You grow up inside it understanding two things simultaneously: that Egypt is the richest country in the ancient world, and that your father is spending that richness as fast as he can to keep people from taking it. Ptolemy XII paid Rome 6,000 talents of silver to keep his crown. 6,000 talents to the men with the legions, so the men with the legions would look elsewhere. They called him the flute player. Not only because he was musical, though he was, because something in the name was true. He performed, he pleased, he survived. You watch this and you understand it differently than he intends. Egypt's grain feeds 1/3 of the empire. Your father thinks this makes Egypt valuable. What it makes Egypt is indispensable. Valuable things get bought. Indispensable things get protected. You learn 9 languages before you are 20. You are the first ruler of your dynasty to speak Egyptian. Your ancestors never bothered. The priests notice. Your father dies. The throne passes to you and your younger brother, Ptolemy XIII. He is 10 years old. You are 18. Someone has already decided that makes you the weaker one. The men who remove you from power do it quietly. No battle, no public accusation. Pothinus and Achilles, your brother's advisors, simply make it known that the queen is no longer welcome in her own palace. You are 21 years old. You cross into the desert on the eastern border with a small army and no obvious path back. And somewhere behind you, the palace at Alexandria continues its business as though you were furniture that had been rearranged. You are the richest woman in the world, camped in the sand watching your kingdom from the wrong side of the border. Then Julius Caesar arrives in Alexandria. He is chasing Pompey, who is already dead by the time he gets there. Killed on the beach, his head delivered in a basket as a gift. Caesar does not look pleased. He holds the city. He needs the civil war resolved. You cannot fight your way back in. What you can do is make yourself impossible to ignore. You have yourself wrapped in a linen sack and smuggled past your brother's guards, delivered to Caesar's private rooms. The 2 soldiers who carry you in have no idea what they are transporting. He opens the sack. He finds you. By morning, everything has changed. Caesar is the most powerful man in the world, and he controls the grain routes and the legions and the Senate's fear, and you control the grain itself. This is not romance. This is 2 people who understand leverage, recognizing it in each other. You rule beside him. Egypt's grain moves to Rome. Rome's legions stand behind your throne. Ptolemy XIII makes one final bid to hold the city. There is street fighting, fire, part of the great library burns, and then it is over. Your brother drowns in the Nile in his golden armor, weighed down by everything he thought would protect him. Caesarion is born in 47 BC. You look at his face and you tell yourself this is the structure that will hold. Rome and Egypt bound by this child, too entangled to be undone. You name him Ptolemy Caesar. You believe this means something permanent. Caesar gives you a villa across the Tiber. Rome stares. Rome does not approve. You watch the men who stare the hardest and you file their names away. Then it is the Ides of March, 44 BC, 23 wounds. The most powerful man in the world, dead on the Senate floor. You look at your son, you go home. Antony summons you to Tarsus to explain yourself. A Roman general requires the Queen of Egypt to appear before him and account for her loyalties. You receive the summons. You set it aside. He sends another. You ignore that one too. The third you also ignore. When you finally go, you go on your terms. The barge arrives at Tarsus with silver oars and silk sails and incense burning thick enough that the crowds on the docks smell you before they see you. Antony is holding his tribunal in the city's main hall. By the time your barge rounds the river bend, his hall is empty. Every person summoned is standing on the waterfront instead. He comes down to the docks to meet you. You had planned to make him come to you. He does. The alliance is clear-eyed. You need Roman soldiers. He needs Egyptian grain and money for his eastern campaigns. He follows you back to Alexandria, and you tell yourself this time the structure is different. 2 equal powers, each indispensable to the other. You have twins the following year, Alexander Helios and Cleopatra VII. You look at their faces beside Caesarion's, and you count 3 reasons this has to hold. Antony is also married to Octavia, Octavian's sister. You have just made an enemy of the man who will inherit Rome. The banquet happens in 34 BC, 3 years before everything ends. Antony bets you that no single feast could cost more than the treasury of Rome itself. You have been waiting for someone to say exactly this. You remove the earring. The pearl is warm from your skin, the largest natural pearl in the known world, cream white, faintly luminous in the lamplight. You hold it above the cup of vinegar, long enough for the room to understand what is about to happen. Then you drop it. The fizzing is quieter than people expect. The room leans forward. You watch 10-million-sesterces dissolve while 30 powerful people forget to breathe. When it is done, you lift the cup and drink it without ceremony, the way you do everything, completely, and without asking permission. Antony concedes. That same year, he gives Roman territory to your children in front of a crowd, the donations of Alexandria. You tell yourself Rome will absorb this. You tell yourself Octavian needs Egypt more than he needs a war. 31 BC. Actium. The battle is joined, then you turn your ships and you sail south. Historians have argued about this for 2,000 years. Cowardice, strategy, a signal misread, the wind. Antony sees your sails turn and follows you, leaving his own fleet still fighting. The battle is lost before he reaches you. You reach Egypt and you start calculating. You have the treasury. You have Alexandria. You send envoys to Octavian with offers, money, grain, the keys to the wealthiest kingdom in the world. His replies are polite and mean nothing. You consider loading the fleet and sailing to India. A new court, a new kingdom, a reinvention. You have done more with less. You tell yourself this is still recoverable, but your ships are already burning in the Red Sea, set alight by Octavian's allies while you were still composing the plan. The door closes. Below in the city, the merchants are still trading. The fishermen are still on the water. Alexandria does not yet know what is coming, and you watch it from the palace window the way you have always watched difficult things, steadily, without looking away. Then a report reaches Antony. Cleopatra is dead. It is not true. He doesn't wait to confirm it. He falls on his sword and does not die cleanly. He is carried up to you and he dies in the room where you are standing. You don't move for a long time after. No Caesar. No Antony. Just you and the treasury and the children and Octavian 3 days from the city. You already know how this ends. You have known since the ships burned. Octavian enters Alexandria and does not burn it. He is not that kind of man. He secures the treasury first, then comes to see you. He is polite. He makes promises in the careful language of someone who has already decided what happens next and is simply waiting for you to catch up. You have spent 39 years reading rooms. You know what his promises mean. He will take you to Rome. You and your children and your treasury walk through the streets while the crowd cheers for him. You know what happens to those who walk in a Roman triumph. Vercingetorix was held in chains for 6 years and then strangled on the day of Caesar's parade. That is the offer underneath the polite language. You think about Caesarion, his face, the way he is already beginning to look like his father. You think about the twins, and what a Roman triumph does to the children of a defeated queen. You ask permission to visit Antony's tomb. It is granted. You go. You say what you need to say, and you come back. You are moved to comfortable rooms. There is a guard on the door. You ask for a meal. The guard notes nothing unusual. The figs arrive in a basket just before evening. You dress carefully. The crown, the robes of Isis. Not for Octavian, not for the room, for no one who will ever see you again. You write 2 letters, one to Octavian, one whose contents no one will ever read. You think about Caesarion one more time. His face, his father's eyes. The question of what Octavian will do when you are no longer useful as a threat. You already know the answer. You have always been good at math. The basket sits on the table. Octavian receives your letter and sends men immediately. They are not fast enough. They find you on your golden couch, dressed and still, your 2 handmaids dead on the floor beside you. The room is in perfect order. There is nothing for anyone to undo. He is furious. He wanted the triumph. He wanted you walking through Rome in chains so that everyone watching would understand who had won. You have taken that from him with the same precision you brought to everything else. And there is nothing he can do except give you a royal burial beside Antony, because there is nothing else left to decide. Caesarion is executed 17 days later. The dynasty ends. You spent your life deciding what things were worth. In the end, you made one final calculation, and you were the pearl.